from your perspective, what were the areas that you really found you had to change from your training or not?
Generally speaking, Indian classical musicians would have a lot of difficulty playing two things. One, ensemble music, and two, composed music in this manner. Because generally Indian classical music is more of a soloist culture, partially because it is so melody-driven. It's about the real interplay between melody and rhythm. So in a classical concert, you usually would have a soloist, be it a vocalist or an instrumentalist, playing with a percussionist, a tabla player, a mridangam player. And it's really about getting intensely into these two elements and the interaction between them and really developing modally the raga and bringing that to life, which is much more of a linear process than it is in Western music. And I'm lucky that growing up with my father, he is that unique figure that came out and started doing things like this, writing compositions for Western artists, Western orchestras. So I've grown up with that experience of playing compositions, which is not that traditional. So coming and playing a fixed piece of music in this way, where you have a part to know and have to fit with other people and be part of a greater whole, rather than a soloist front and center, quite in the same way, where it's just about improvising, coming up with what you want to do right now, and seeing where that leads you, which is what we do, because ironically our classical music is very improvised. It's about really being free in the moment and expressing this music within a framework, of course.
And yet there are very strict rules.
Very much so. Which then people say, it's more like jazz than classical music, which of course it's not really, because the framework of improvisation is so different. I mean, there's really a lot of, obviously, study and understanding and knowledge required of each of these ragas, each of these rhythmic cycles, before one can grasp them enough to then bring them to life in an improvisatory way. But that's the way people are used to working in classical music, and our classical music. And they would find it very challenging to come and sit here and play from a score. That's a difficulty.